As we go about our everyday lives and everyday routine, we come across problems that need solutions or obstacles that we need to communicate through. And when we need to communicate with the counterpart, sometimes we are met with different variations of resistance. In this video, we'll go over weaponized therapy speech. You may not know what this is or how this affects you, but we're going to decode this and we're going to navigate it so you know how to move better in your life and understanding what exactly is happening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know, have you heard this before?
Stop. Because that's like so triggering for me. I understand that your grandma died, but like that is so triggering for me. My grandma's still alive, but like I'm afraid of her not being. Therapist says I shouldn't be around people who don't respect my boundaries and my triggers. That's my boundary. I feel like you're really twisting my words and like kind of manipulating me, and I feel very gaslit right now. You're really like you're gaslighting me. Don't see why you wouldn't be able to rebuild the transmission in my car. Because you're my boyfriend, and I feel like you're really weaponizing your incompetence at me right now. Well, you're really disrespecting my boundaries by saying that you can't rebuild the transmission on my car. It doesn't matter if it's something that you don't know how to do, you're weaponizing your incompetence. I learned this in therapy. Setting boundaries. I really can't handle you trauma dumping on me right now. Okay, like I had to hear about your flat tire on the way to work. Like that's such a trauma dump on me when I have my own inner child that needs healing. Those are my boundaries. I just feel like it was really like narcissistic abuse when you decided that you were gonna pick where we were going for dinner. Okay, but like why did you have to pick, like why does this always have to be about you? Like it's definitely giving narcissism. Well, if I asked you to pick, like I just think now you're really gaslighting me. It's extreme gaslighting. You chose a place that we've never been to before, and you really were not considering my inner child in that. Boundary is that you don't get to tell me how you feel. That's my boundary. Setting boundaries.
I'm glad I caught you. Listen, the movie that we went to last night, you told me it was gonna be funny, and I didn't really laugh that much, so I just need you to know that that is gaslighting.
You violated my boundary. You told me not to talk to Sarah, who has been my friend for 20 years. And yes, I talk to her. I talk to her like every day. I told you my boundary. If you don't like it, you can leave. What you told me was not a boundary. If you don't want to talk to Sarah, you don't have to. But that doesn't mean that I can't. I can't believe you choose her over me. I thought you'd love me. I can't keep having this conversation with you. She's been my friend for a long time and she's really important to me. I want to keep talking to her. We talked in couples about boundaries, and then I tell you my boundary and you go ahead and break it the next day. Boundaries apply to your own behaviors, not to anyone else's. If they start to apply to anyone else's, that's called control. This isn't about control, it's respect. Sarah is my friend, a person that I care about. She told you I was abusive and to leave me. She's not a good person. I understand why you don't like her, but she's still my friend. I don't understand why you'd keep talking to her when you know it bothers me. I thought you valued our relationship. Fine, I will stop talking to her. I'm tired of having this fight with you.
You gaslit me, and I will not be Venmoing you for a ticket because I'm learning to stand in my power. Wow, okay, it really feels like you are projecting right now. You are projecting your need for me to not leave the kitchen a mess onto me right now, and that is completely violating my boundaries. Yeah, I know I agreed to be there for the meeting, but for you to get upset with me for not showing up really feels like codependency. Wait, you want me to pay you back the money that you gave me to borrow? That is very toxic, and if you ask me again, I will be forced to go no contact. Wow, okay, have you considered that my inner child maybe needs to be mean right now? Like, I was bullied as a child, so now my inner child needs to bully someone. So for you to tell me that I'm not allowed to say that your dye job makes you look like Marjorie Taylor Greene and give you a wedgie, that is basically you being a narcissist.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? Okay, I'm gonna stop you there because what you're doing right now is trauma dumping by answering that question negatively. And I do not have the capacity to hold space for your trauma at this moment. So I'm going to set a boundary with this conversation so that only I can answer that question because I had a really good day. No, I mean, I'm fine. I just, like, you said that your food was really, really good, and then you offered me a bite of it, and I took a bite of it, and I didn't think it was that good, so I'm just feeling really gaslit right now. Like, the fact that you were prioritizing your taste buds over my potential taste buds is very narcissistic, and I think that you should speak to somebody about it. Actually, by you telling me that I hurt your feelings, you were criticizing me, and I was heavily criticized as a child, so that is triggering to me. So I'm gonna need you to dial it back in, because when I am mean to you, it actually heals my inner child, and I need you to hold space for that. Otherwise, I will have to go no contact.
If you came across sayings and verbiage like this, leave it in the comments. Let me know how this made you feel or how'd you go about navigating this. But what this weaponized therapy speech is taking the collective. Now, the verbiage is used to help you progress in life, but like many things in life, it only takes a certain amount of time before people start weaponizing it. Anything can be manipulated. Now, in the black and white world, when you hear this verbiage, you tailor it to the meaning of it. Everything is passive. Everything is about protecting. And that's what we should do. But when you use that protection for manipulation and the other party isn't aware of what is happening, you then use manipulation to gain the upper hand. Now, some people may say, gain the upper hand for what? Guilt and falling in dark spaces leaves you vulnerable for control. So, when manipulative words are being used, it disarms the person that's trying to find the solution. Now, nothing but control could be the end game. And what you need to do is really pay attention into the context and how this verbiage is used. Yes, people should protect themselves, but protection and manipulation are two different things. And you have to have the discernment and awareness to understand how these concepts are being used against you. Now, how to deal with manipulative people or people that's weaponizing therapy speech? What you have to do is you have to disengage, right? You have to pull yourself out of the situation mentally and really dial in on what they mean. Tone is everything, right? Terminology is good, but tone is everything. We all know what condescending sounds like, and that is what you're listening for, the condescending play and the pattern that's happening in front of you. If these words or verbiage or actions have been used against you time and time again, you have to recognize the pattern. You have to call it out in a way that's neutral, not aggressive. You then have to set your own boundaries and stand on them. Because is it about fixing the issue, or is it about manipulating the issue? To blame somebody else on the issue, to not be accountable on the issue. And with that, once you figure out the aim of this weaponized therapy speech, you could then put yourself in the proper position where this no longer affects you. If they are using the term boundaries a lot, if they are using the terms that you've heard a lot, give them exactly what they want. Because arguments and manipulation needs two to tangle. There's a person giving up power and there's a person gaining power. But if there is nobody there to gain power from, then manipulation does not work. Let me know your thoughts. Would you like me to dive further into this? Because that's what we do here at the Huxon Network. We decode people, society, pattern behaviors. Because in this world of chess, everybody is looking to make a move. And you need to know how to move accordingly and have the discernment to know who's for you and who's against you. Leave your comments. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts on things that you have come across in your lifetime to help the next reader or the next viewer. And also, leave a suggestion if you want to on things you would like me to cover, because this is a network and this is a community that we are building to help out each other. A space for you to know and understand you can come to at any given time.